Myke. We are back with some more weird sports.
Oh, these are my favorite. I love these episodes. What have you got for us today?
I have 3 unusual sports ready for discussion. Here they are. Wife carrying, as submitted by listener Caleb. George recommended toe wrestling. And lastly, we have mobile phone throwing sent in by Rebecca. Rebecca actually has sent in several weird sports, but I'm leaving the others on the list for a future installment in the series.
These are also known as the holy trinity of sports.
Wife carrying, toe
wrestling, and mobile phone throwing.
You know, look, some people think that biking and running and swimming is what makes a triathlete. It's these. These are the real heroes.
This is the ingenious triathlon. That's what we're talking about today.
That's right. Like our recent episode on the World Sauna Championships, we have to travel to Finland to discuss the sport of wife carrying. As you may have guessed, it's a contest in which male participants race each other while carrying a female participant on their back or shoulders.
And we literally mean carrying. They are carrying.
We do.
There are 3 classic choices that are available to the carrier. A standard piggyback,
okay.
A fireman's carry, which is where the carried party is held over the shoulders of the racer, or Estonian style, in which the man carries his wife upside down on his back with her legs over the neck and shoulders. Do not ask why it is called Estonian style, as the crack team of researchers here at Ingenious could not find that out.
Yep, I have no idea why it's called that. I like that I have a team now. That's nice.
Yeah.
Before we get to the modern day version of the sport, Myke, can you give us a little bit of history when it comes to wife carrying?
I've waited my whole life for someone to ask me that question. And I will attempt to carry the burden of pronunciations for you, which is I know why you've asked me this question. Tales have been passed down of a man named Herkko Rosvo Ronkanen I'm going with. Herkko Rosvo Ronkanen, a.k.a. Ronkanen the Robber. It is said that he lived in the late 1800s in rural forested areas. He and a gang of criminals were said to go from village to village, stealing food and abducting women. Doesn't sound like a good guy.
No.
To be honest. To make these crimes as effective as possible, Ronkanen and his crew would train carrying heavy sacks over their shoulders to make the stealing of women easier to do in the middle of the night.
Seriously uncool way to make a living.
No, there is absolutely no defense of Ronkanen. I just want our good listeners to know about the background of wife carrying.
In more modern times, wife carrying races have taken place in both of our countries, as well as Australia, Hong Kong, India, Germany, and of course, not to mention Finland and their neighbors, Sweden, Estonia, and Latvia.
However, the wife-carrying World Championships have been held...
World Championships!
The World Championships have been held annually in... I did not prepare for this one. Sonkajärvi, Finland, since 1992, where the prize for the World Championships is the carried wife's weight in beer.
Perfect. No notes.
I feel like it's fair to say that for the winner of the wife-carrying World Championship, a ton of beer, it's probably all they want in the world. Like, I imagine the type of person that would participate in this would also love a human's weight in beer. Also, I just heard a pronunciation. Sonkajärvi we're going to go with now, but I don't think I did a good job.
Oh, did the crack team of pronunciation experts on your end of the call?
They provided it to me on a little piece of paper while we were recording. Like, you know,
that's impressive for something that you heard.
Yeah.
It was on a sheet of paper.
Exactly. I could hear the paper.
You really do make good notebooks.
The race courses are often constructed of sand and usually contain some sort of water feature. As silly as that may seem, there are some clear-cut rules to the race. We're going to rattle just a sample of them off for you now so you can get a feel for this very technically proficient game that these people play. The length of the track is 253.5 meters, or about 832 feet. The track has 2 dry obstacles and a water obstacle about 1 meter, 3.2 feet deep.
The wife to be carried may be your own or your neighbor's, or you may have found her just randomly.
Do not carry thy neighbor's wife.
That is what the Old Testament says.
Come on, that's a good one.
However, she must be over 17 years of age.
Why there's the cutoff, though?
Look,
Why 17?
you got to have rules, or we're no better than the animals.
But that's not a great one, though.
It could be worse. It could be way worse.
The minimum weight of the wife to be carried is 49 kilograms or 108 pounds. If she weighs less than 49 kilograms, she will be burdened with a rucksack containing additional weight to bring the total load to be carried up to 49 kilograms. Now, I must ask the question at this point. Who would participate if their wife was heavier than 49 kilograms, right? There's only anything to bring, there's only like a rule to bring someone to a weight. There's nothing about the over 49 kilogram weight, right? So if your wife weighs 53 kilograms, it's so much, it's like you're carrying more than another guy. Anyway, it's just stupid. This is stupid. I don't know why I'm trying to analyze this. This is stupid.
The most important rule is that all participants must enjoy themselves. Now, I'm not sure how they enforce that, but I guess they're trying to distance themselves from the whole actually stealing wives thing.
And also just how, even if you remove it from their history, just how weird and strange and like not good feeling this entire sport is, right?
Oh, just wait to the rest of the episode, my friend.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel better about the other ones, to be honest. There is only one category in the World Championships, and the winner is the couple who completes the course in the shortest time.
Sure.
However, the most entertaining couple, the best costume, and the strongest carrier will each be awarded a special prize.
I hope that's not a ticket to the World Sauna Championships.
No doubt. But maybe they'd enjoy that, like a good way to unwind after a long day of wife carrying.
Get burned alive in a sauna.
I just want to underscore at this point, this is a terrible thing. This is so bad.
It's
I
bad.
hate this.
This episode of Ungeniused is brought to you by Squarespace, the all-in-one platform for building your brand and growing your business online. If you've got products to sell, an audience to engage with, maybe you have a demo reel to host, or you've got artwork you want to show, whatever it is, Squarespace has you covered. Their tools make it really easy to get a website up and running that looks great and functions well, and you can add onto it as you go. So say that you got a small business and you want to start doing some content. You want to start blogging, hosting videos, maybe a podcast or two. Well, Squarespace has all those tools that you can turn on. You can add to your site really easily. You can categorize, share, and schedule your post to make that content work for you. And you can see how that content is doing with their built-in SEO tools. This suite of integrated features and useful guides help maximize your prominence among search results. And if you're using Squarespace to send email campaigns, those SEO tools apply there as well. I love building on Squarespace. If you have a project to build or a project to rebuild, maybe you got an old crusty website laying around and it's time to redo it, go check out Squarespace. Go to squarespace.com/ungeniused for a free trial. There's no credit card required. And when you're ready to launch, use the offer code UNGENIUS to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain name. Once again, that's squarespace.com/ungeniused. And when you decide to sign up, use the offer code UNGENIUS to get 10% off your first purchase and to show your support for the show. Can I just say that I hate toe wrestling?
Well, maybe you're not doing it right.
Maybe you can show me when we see each other in a few weeks.
If you count your lucky stars, maybe I will. I think that this one is hilarious and great. To me, other than wife carrying, I still don't like the thought of race walking. The visual of that upsets me still, of all the ones we've done.
Yeah, that one's
I don't
upsetting.
like that one. But since this one, toe wrestling, freaks you out, let me take the lead and explain. So, arm wrestling, but with toes, is probably the best way to describe this. Two opponents lock their toes together and attempt to pin each other's feet down. Obviously, players must be barefoot, and each player's foot must touch flat on the other person's for 2 out of 3 rounds.
Why? Why is this a thing?
If I tell you it was invented in 1976 in Staffordshire, United Kingdom, in a place called Ye Old Royal Oak Inn by 4 individuals, you can probably guess how this started.
So alcohol is the answer.
I mean, yeah. I expect most of these things that we talk about, just in general, on Ungenius have something to do with alcohol.
It was definitely true for the 12 Days of Christmas, am I right?
A lot of eggnog. The World Toe Wrestling Championship, because of course there has to be one, has been held annually since 1994 at the Royal Oak in Wetton. The most prolific player is Alan Nasty Nash, a multiple-time champion with Lisa Twinkle Toes Shenton.
Oh, come on.
As a previous women's world champion.
Of course there are nicknames.
You got, I mean, like, look, what, do you want me to tell people yours, Sugar Feet? Like, you know what I mean? That's what Stephen calls himself when we toe wrestle.
I feel like... I feel like there's a better one for me, you know. I've got some titanium in one foot, you know, like something cool.
Ooh, I don't know if you've got regulation toes.
Well, the screws aren't in the toes. They're further up.
This clearly requires the strength of the whole foot to, like, move the foot down to the mat.
But I have
right?
the strength of a whole foot and some screws. You know? Call me old screwy toe. I don't know. Okay, mobile phone throwing. We all know that taking breaks from things like social media can be good. It's sometimes just best to take a break. As has become a pattern here on the show, the Finnish have taken this to an extreme.
What is going on over there?
I don't. They got too much free time on their hands.
If you're a listener from Finland or maybe a neighboring country and you have any insight into why they're creating all these weird sports, please write in and let us know. So back in the year 2000, this started as a way to promote the proper recycling of cell phones. I'm going to say I don't understand this yet, right? Like throwing and then recycling, they don't go together to me.
Well, you throw them in a championship instead of throwing them, you know, in a ditch or something.
So you recycle them as they become implements for a sport. That's that's the reusing part of the...
I think so.
Nokia was headquartered in Finland and was a huge deal back then, and the original organizers wanted to promote electronic recycling.
The event is pretty simple. People line up and chunk a mobile phone as far as they can across 4 categories.
That's right. There are original...
I love it.
AKA traditional category, which is an over-the-shoulder throw with the farthest distance winning. You get best of 3. Freestyle, where contestants get points for aesthetics and creative choreography. Team original, up to 3 competitors have 1 throw each with their scores added together, right? So you got the best of 3, but this is like if you have 3 people competing in the best of 3. And junior, for children aged 12 or younger.
Good. It's a family event.
Is there any, are they allowed original freestyle rules, do you know, in the junior category? Or just do whatever they want?
I think it's its own thing. It's hard to say.
Okay.
I don't read Finnish. Is it Finnish? I don't actually know.
Isn't it Flemish?
I feel like we're getting into territory that's going to lead to emails, so we're just going to move on. The specific phones used have obviously changed a lot over the years, right? You think about throwing a phone in 2000 versus throwing a phone in 2023. There's some differences there.
Oh, no, it is Finnish. Flemish is a different language. According to Wikipedia, Flemish is a low Franconian dialect cluster of the Dutch language. It is sometimes referred to as Flemish Dutch. So there you go.
That'll be in the show notes. So the rules are that phones have to weigh between 220 and 400 grams. I had no frame of reference for this. The iPhone 14 Pro Max weighs 240 grams. It's actually on the lower end of things, so I wonder if they're going to have to adjust this.
What's a 400-gram phone?
I don't know, man. It's a chunky boy.
I hope that this isn't like the wife throwing where, like, someone rocks up with an iPhone.
No, it's not wife throwing, Mike. It's wife carrying.
Uh-oh. I mean, I guess it depends how they play. But, like, I hope that someone doesn't show up with, like, a 400-gram phone and then someone shows up with a 220-gram phone and then, you know, it just feels like it's all thrown out of whack. Anyway, if the phone thrower steps over the area that is allowed, you know, you get, like, a little box to throw in, the throw will be disqualified. And while drug testing is not required, the judges may deem any participant ineligible if they think something funny is going on.
Mike, how far can people throw a phone?
Well, world record holder Dries Vermans has an official Guinness World Record throw of 110 meters, 42 centimeters. That is about 361 feet, basically the length of an American football field. This person should be doing something different with their life. They're clearly an incredible athlete.
That's
genuinely
impressive.
That is such a long way to throw a mobile phone.
It's so far. Well, our thanks to Caleb, George, and Rebecca for sending these in. If you want to read more about these weird sports or check out our previous episodes in this series, head on over to our website, relay.fm/ungeniused/185. There you can submit feedback and follow up, suggest your own weird Wikipedia topic. It could go on the list for a future episode. You can also become a member and support Ungeniused directly, which we really appreciate. Mike, until next time we wrestle our wife's toes, say goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, y'all.